Hi.
Hey. How you doing?
Good.
It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is a backpack. It holds a lot of syringes. I can probably hold about 400 syringes in here. The people that I deal with, they do want to use safely, and they are using safely. So that's why I'm here. I'm not trying to stop the drug. I can't. I'm here to reduce the harm that people do to themselves and to the other people that they harm as they're using. It might be your child or someone else's child. It's Candy. I'm on my way right now. I'll just pass through the window, okay? We'll do a quick ride by, no problem. Yeah, no problem. I got you. How many you need, hon? 60, okay. I'm gonna give you a new container, okay? Okay, hon. All right, God bless you. Night.
A reading from the Gospel of Matthew. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Go nowhere among the Gentiles, and enter no town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. As you go, proclaim the good news. The kingdom of heaven has come near. Cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons. You received without payment, give without payment.
It's me. Okay. There's another plate of tea. Hey, girl. Hi. I'm here.
Candace Child volunteers with the Church of Safe Injection.
Can we go now? Cause she's ready, and that's good. I'll smoke after. I don't really need one. I need to quit. You practice what you preach, Candace, right?
The church is a loose network of activists working against the death and disease of Maine's opioid crisis.
We've been fed this lie for so many decades now that drug use is a sin, or that it should be a crime. It is a crime. It shouldn't be.
Jesse Harvey founded the organization in 2018. He's a recovery coach and a harm reduction advocate. The church began in Lewiston, with Jesse operating an illegal needle exchange out of the trunk of his car.
We don't have any sort of brick and mortar churches in the traditional sense. It's out of the back of a car, providing services, spreading the gospel of harm reduction. So harm reduction for people who use drugs is realistic tools that will reduce their chances of disease or of experiencing opiate poisoning or other drug poisoning. We'll offer everything from sterile syringes that we typically exchange. For every used syringe that somebody gives us, we'll give them a sterile one. And then also things like naloxone, the medication that reverses potentially fatal opiate poisoning. Since September, we've had 162 unique interactions, 3,850 syringes exchanged, and 217 doses of naloxone given out to people. Sterile syringes. Possession of any more than 10 in the state of Maine is apparently a Class D crime. This is 500 biohazard disposal bins to give to people so that they dispose of their equipment properly. The medium to long-term goal of the church is to get more branches and to implement more, harm reduction services, but also it's to apply for 501c3 status and start applying for a religious exemption from some of these laws that are counterproductive. At the state level, religious exemption could authorize us to offer syringe exchange services even though we may not be certified by the state. I consider myself a believer. I'm theist, not an atheist, but a theist. I believe in something. Some people say that what I'm doing is too radical, right? And I think my answer to that would be, isn't it time for radical solutions, or should we just keep doing more of the same?
Drug overdoses in Maine kill around one person a day. There were 376 overdoses in 2016. That jumped to 418 the next year. 2018 is expected to decrease slightly, but those numbers aren't available yet. Maine's new governor, Janet Mills, campaigned on solving the opioid problem.
It is time for action. Narcan, widely available, medication-assisted treatment, recovery coaches. These things will be a reality.
These people aren't quote-unquote junkies. They're people you see every day. They're people from all walks of life.
Since taking office, she's appointed Maine's first opioid czar to oversee the state's response.
Well, look, up until now, there's been no one person in state government responsible for digging into this issue, this crisis.
Governor Mills also signed an executive order to hire more recovery coaches and to buy more naloxone for the state. This naloxone is something Jesse says the church can apply for. Jesse and the church have some support in the broader faith community. Recently, he and Candace were invited to speak at a Unitarian church in Auburn.
Oh, it's on the sign.
Cool. Does anybody have a pen? A reading from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verses 5 through 8. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Go nowhere among the Gentiles and enter no town of the Samaritans. We have, I'm going to show you all several different formulations of naloxone here today, but what we're going to be giving you all is the intranasal two-step naloxone. We'll show you how to use it.
Why the figure of a church and the Church of Safe Injection as a space to do this work?
Yeah, so the church came out of this understanding that churches are safe places, and they're places for our community, and they're places for building community, right? And we're more than just an advocacy organization. And really, we wanted for this to be something different, not just advocating, lobbying, training, but also, offering people a safe place to come and to be and to exist. It's not a loophole. We sincerely believe that people who use drugs don't deserve to die. I'll take that.
It's like rated. Be careful.
4 years ago, around this time, I was smoking fentanyl off of tinfoil up to 10 times a day. I was involuntarily committed. I was thrown in jail a few times. I tried to take my life a few times. And then in the summer of 2015, I moved to Portland for recovery. And I really began to see that a lot of the tools that I had access to, many people don't. Many people don't because they don't have money, or they don't have insurance, or they're not white, they're not middle class. The time is now to actually do something, and I feel called to do it.
It's Maine Centers for Disease Control that administers needle exchange certifications. The Church of Safe Injection still hasn't applied for one. Maine has 6 certified needle exchanges, but for citizens of cities like Lewiston and Auburn, the nearest exchange is 40 miles away, in Portland.
A little bit. All right, God bless you. Bye. Gonna meet us there. She's been to the exchange. I've met her before, but I've met a lot of people. I was a waitress at Denny's, so it's like I remember faces very well, but sometimes it's hard to remember everybody's names. Okay, fentanyl test strips. I'll leave you some of those. Pass them around. If you don't use heroin, pass them around to people who do. We've been really busy. I'm gonna leave you 2 of these. Myself? Yeah. My son's an addict, so he almost died. He overdosed. He's 23. He started using when he was about 15. He has epilepsy, and I almost lost him a couple times, and at the time I didn't know he was using heroin. The doctor wrote it on the paper. I couldn't even say the word heroin about 10 months ago. Then I had reached out to Jesse for help. Someone had told me to contact him, and I did. He asked me to come down here and get the people out and start helping people. All right, I have to, but I can only put probably a dent in what's going on here. But it's like people just know that you care. I'm giving you 120 because I think it's gonna snow on Wednesday.
Might need 2 more knocking kits next week.
All right, I got you.
Jesse and Candace's harm reduction message is spreading. Independent branches of the Church of Safe Injection have opened elsewhere in Maine and in Pennsylvania and West Virginia. Late last year, the Lewiston Police Department told Jesse to shut down his needle exchange. Now he only hands out naloxone or other harm reduction supplies like tourniquets and fentanyl testing strips. But he does provide fresh needles to other church members. Because while Jesse complied with local police, Candace hasn't.
One man that I actually saw tonight, he lost both of his children, and that is one of the reasons why I do this. I didn't want to lose my son. I don't think anybody should lose their child. Knock on wood, I'm going to say since I started this, I haven't lost anybody that I work with.
Yeah.
Anybody, not one of you.
Yeah.
All my peeps are alive.
Yeah.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.